make a quick video for the journal I did for Junk Journal January. Yeah, it was made by Creativity and Coffee. And so the challenge was to make your own journal and then fill in a page for each month of January. So what I did was I took one of the children's books from the daycare I work at, and they had ripped up all the pages in it, and I covered it with wrapping paper, like this wrapping paper trim I found at a thrift store. So that's my cover. And on the inside I have this, and I use this washi tape a lot throughout the entire book. I love this washi tape. And then these were from some magic card decks my sister used. Now, I couldn't make it with my whole stash because most of this month and the last little bit I've been going back and forth between my grandmother and my mother's house trying to take care of everyone. And so I was really limited to doing all these prompts with only a travel bag, but occasionally I did get home and swap stuff out as I thought I could use them. But yeah, this was the prompt list for Junk Journal January 2026, and it was, please focus, man, I need a new phone. Hosted by Creativity and Coffee, and it was hashtag Junk Journal January, and then every day was this. Now, I kind of wish I made the number one this page and put this here, because later on I had to actually share a page for 2 days, and I kind of wish, like, I had made it perfectly, and I made it out of, like, old ad papers that I painted and tan paper, you can see right here. But I made perfectly enough pages for every day to have, like, a full spread, and I forgot to do that because I did this page. Anyway, first day was, was Creative Reset, and I put a couple quotes here, and it says, it's a great day to start. It's mirror. It's about time. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Your adventure waits. And I definitely felt this quote was good because I knew, I'm traveling so much. I knew that I would be in for like a creatively tough challenge, but I'm very glad that I did it. 2 was a mood board, and I actually did this at work with the kids. Background was at work, and then I used some like vellum material on this page that was from an eye mask I got, various stickers that I bought. These stickers, a lot of these stickers, and these stickers I bought at the Dollar Tree when they had their 25-cent sales, and so a lot of those came from this. And then I had these from my advent calendar I made for myself this year. She turned her camps into cans and her dreams into plans. That's a really good quote. And so my mood for this year was just, I want to be home. I want the consistency of a home. I want to be with friends, celebrating home, always be kind of like, these are my moods. This is what I want. Next day is Time Worn, and I actually went to the thrift store and found this beautiful time machine, but the back corner was completely gone, and the back cover was completely gone, and a lot of the book pages were pretty ripped up. You can kind of see it, like it's definitely worn, so I didn't feel bad about buying this book. It was only like $0.25, and I put this, the time machine, some extra stickers here, some little, it's actually the paint underneath, it's how it's torn, and a book page for 2 or 3. This is 3. For 4, this was the 1 page. This was my first rub yarn transfer ever, and I thought it was a beautiful landscape, and it says on top of mountains and beneath the stars. And then I used these, she'd given us some extra ephemera to print out. So I had those. This was my other 1-page spread, and it was 5 for Echo. And so how to make myself have more room, I ended up making a sign. And when I thought Echo, I think that when it bounces back each time, it becomes a little less. So I dipped the ink in and I kept doing it. And I did this with the Spaceman. I also used complementary colors on each page. And then the bear. And then what I like about designs, like one-page designs, if you do them right, you have a whole hidden page underneath. And so this is a picture of the Grinch that I made at work. And if I can get this to lay flat, it's the quote about him having to go, and it's, hold on. I am so sorry. I know I'm not editing this in the slightest. And it says, I'm not talking to you anymore. In fact, I'm going to whisper, so that by the time your voice reverberates off the walls and gets back to me, I won't be able to hear it. And when I think of that, because I actually think of that quote. Because Christmas just happened, and I'd watched the movie a couple times. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Yeah, and so the next page is page as an object. I actually made these at work. We made a ton of them. And the kids loved making these bunny rabbits and these foxes. And I actually painted a bunch of papers trying to match this color by memory. And I think I did a pretty good job. But I made a ton of them, and then took the best of the lot home to use as the page. The next one is touch. And so I used some cardboard. This is like where I actually peeled it off, and it's like a more rougher texture. Paper towel, tissue paper. This is painted paper, so there is a roughness to it. The washi tape, which is smooth. A different type of paint. This is an acrylic and tempera paint mix, and this is just acrylic. Again, with various textures of paint. A fun sticker that's very smooth. So yeah, but as you can see, this, I think, if you see it in the direct center here, it is partially used to keep pages together. Because how I made this was I used the long orange stapler and just glued the pages in. So each signature, there's 3 signatures that are just stapled and glued in. So it's a very easy book to make. I mean, that's very simple. Day 8 was font, and I ended up, I had one magazine that I got at the thrift store for like 50 cents. The local one here by my grandma isn't as good as the one near my house, but at least I could buy a magazine. And I just grabbed a bunch of the words. A bunch of different words for font. And then I grabbed these foam pieces because I knew it was coming. This is another page. Day 8, which is things that are threaded. I started here with a piece of my sister's game box. This was a piece of an ornament because I put away the ornaments this day. Threaded it. And a bottle cap, and a sticker, and a bread tab piece. And then around here through Builder Workshop, and then threaded to some bells. And then this was actually a part of the ad page. Gave it a thread, so then I threaded the thread through the thread, which I really like. All the thread is actually like movable. It's very tactile, so that's nice. Day 10 is mood. So this side I did very happy things, like rainbows and cookies and cupcakes and ice cream and cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies. Still happy chickens and bird and that. And this side was supposed to be a little bit more grumpy, but it's like, I wish I had saw you disgusted people that acted disgust. And he looks like an angry turtle. And he looked kind of angry. And then, like me, like the grouch, bugs, sports seems to be people angry. And then I was having problems finding angry things in my stash. Day 11 is unfinished. So this side I just left it painted background, and then all of these are torn away where they're not finished. And like a piece of the torn book page. Still frame, which still frames are parts of animations where they're like just a clip of an animation, where in the olden days they would do lots of little drawings over and over and over again to get different still frames, especially when they were hand done animations. So I just took pieces of some of my favorite animations, both current and older, and I put them on here. Yeah. 13, I think it was 12, right? Yeah, 13 is paper trail. So I made a trail out of paper, and it was supposed to look normal hiking. It looks so much like a book. It's going on the trail made of paper. 14 is morning and the different dualities of morning. So this side I wanted to be like angry and more snarky. I put better late than really late. I was happier before I woke up. I got out of bed today, first place. This one is every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath and start again. Respond and repeat. This respond gum that unfortunately has become my breakfast half the days. At least it has 5 minutes. And what I probably should aim for. But I made sure to put, regardless of if I wake up in a sad mood or a happy mood, the world's going to be happy. Like the sun is going to come out, you know, regardless. And I need to remember that my mood is my mood, and nothing really should dictate that. Day 15 is frost, and so I like this. It looks like a frost view, and then I put a little bit of, it's actually like a white out that I thinned some white out, kind of give it this texture on this packaging. I printed out these two because these are the two that can make frost. Just a little bit of the background I liked, so I should keep it. And then just went over it and then smudged it and cleaned it off. This is paperclip, so I actually made collages on the computer. And then they all fell down and Clippy took over. And, yeah, it's paperclip. 7, no. No, don't do that. There we go. 17 is ink. So you got the big drop of ink. And this side is actually like a gel pen that I just swirled around and then took the different colored gel pens. And then, oh, I do not like how that keeps going up. This is accidental art. When I was at the dollar store with the 25-cent days, I accidentally bought a bunch of these. So I just kind of put these because they were an accidental purchase, and I have no idea how to use a bunch of these. And I bought 6 packs of them. So I just used a bunch of them because I know I'll never get to use them, I think. And yeah, I didn't really like this prompt. I didn't know really what to do with it. And then day 20, is that correct? Nope, it wasn't. So this one is time, which is weird that we had time worm and time. Like that one was one that I was like, oh, there's a couple of them. I'm like, they're very similar. So I decided to go with a bunch of old clocks. And then me, when I was 4, me now that I'm 30, for Halloween. Because I had those images. And then 20 is mindful. And so I did on one side things that are mindful, like empathetic, grateful, respectful, considerate, charming, and inspiring, compassionate, friendly, gentle, honest, brave, patient, brave, loyal, sincere, courageous, kind, helpful, caring, and thoughtful, generous. And things that are more mindful, like depression, overthinking, stress, anxiety, ADHD, and rumination. That's a fun word. I have really, like, if you don't know what that means, I'm not going to spell it for you. You'll need to look it up and, like, add this to your dictionary. Rumination. 21 is things I collected, and this year it has been these fun cookies, like, especially, I cook them usually with chocolate chip cookies, and I love them, so this was something I collected. 22 is trim, and so I stole some of my sister's bric-a-brac and lace trim, and I made this beautiful little lady. And what she's thinking on her wedding day? Cats making perfect loaves. Cat loaves. I had more bric-a-brac on this side. 23 is the layers. So there's just a lot going on here. Even under here, because the whole bottom layer is just these guys. And then there's the SpongeBob things. And then there's this. And then the tape. And the stickers on the tape. And this. And it's pretty similar. I think I've covered up the original here on this side. Or no, you can actually see that's the original paint. So you don't even see the original background over here. There's like the paint underneath with the SpongeBob and the printed papers with the washi tape and all the way underneath. And then you have this going on. And yeah, black going on. This side is blank. So I painted it to be like the color. And it's just blank. 25 is Rust. I got her dreaming after her grandma made her this beautiful quilt, which was not as easy as I was hoping it was going to be because it's the washi tape and the very fragile book pages. She's dreaming of all the things her granny could make her, and I made this design too. Near the end, actually, making them. So this part of me is like a scarf and a hat and a sweater and a quilt and dress and gloves. And then she's like really hoping that her grandma makes her like rainbow. Oh, easy to do from hand. A rainbow quilt. And yeah, and she's dreaming of like the Boo Boos and Stitch, you know, some other things like that. And then the next day, sticking to my granny theme, was handmade. So I felt like rest and handmade it by grandma. So I actually drew this low-key copied of it. I just looked up grannies and tried to copy a picture, and then I printed out some little cookies and then colored them. And so she's got her recipe book, because granny's recipe book, and I made a sign. And I was very it's just not great with hand. So there's a giant cookie in here with more of the little cookie people. That's her secret. She makes these little cookie people. Day was this 26. So 27 is soft. She can, like, I feel like this kind of matches the comfort and rest. Like, I was really having problems coming up with more similar. So I really tried to think about other things that are soft, and I came up with this guy with a mustache. Thinking of cozy, I guess it's that comfort. But I just stickered on this page with lots of very cute, cozy stickers. Animals wearing outfits and all sorts of fun things. 29 is things made of wrapping. So the background, the tenderness of leaves and colorful feathers are actually from a sticker pack I got. And then some wrapping of candy bars and the wrapping from a Burger King wrapper. And this was the wrapping from, I think they were chocolates. But like really fancy, like I think I got this at a bake sale. And those were from the little toy. And this was from a Wendy's Kids Meal. And then 30 is pocket. And underneath here is just a envelope packing, like a security envelope. And it's full of would you rathers for Valentine's Day. So, would you rather receive flowers or receive jewelry? But it's just full of would you rathers, because I was looking for things to fill with the pockets. And on this side, there are two pockets. This actually is completely made out of the Burger King, or the Wendy's, the kids meal bag I had gotten. And this is part of that same Burger King packaging I keep reusing. On the back, I just made this cute little card, and that's the Wendy's. That was my favorite. That was the toy I wanted, because it reminds me of a game I used to play, the Shark Dog. And, yeah, fit that in there. And then this is a map of the world of Sims that someone drew. And I just love it a lot. But I had nowhere to put it. I don't want to put it in my regular journal. So I figured that I have a perfectly good pocket to put it in. And then the last day is reflection, which my partner wasn't happy with, and it's Junk Journal January, principle made by Craven Coffee. And I just wanted for the actual pages of the sign to be like little bits from different days. And then I made a whole little page, and it says, I think Junk Journal January was a lot of fun. It was a great distraction from a pretty hard month. I love the feeling of filling up a whole journal, which is something I struggle with. I loved having the prompts to work with. My favorite were cozy, mindful, and paperclip. My least favorite were landscape, soft, and accidental. I would happily do it again, and I'm grateful to Creative and Coffee for hosting this. Next time, I hope I have my entire craft area and not just a travel bag every day. Thank goodness for thrift shops. Love, Monica. And so that is my journal for Junk January, and I had a ton of fun. Thank you again, and I hope that you liked my edition of it. Thank you. Bye.